Tomorrow morning begins like every other morning in human history. Millions of alarms ring, lights turn on, coffee starts brewing. People open their eyes expecting another ordinary day. But within minutes, something feels deeply wrong. A mother looks at the child standing in her kitchen and has no idea who he's looking at. A husband hears someone calling his name from the next room, but the voice belongs to a complete stranger. Phones fill with thousands of photos, messages, and memories, yet every single one feels like it belongs to someone else's life. Across the world, the same impossible question echoes through nearly 8 billion minds. Who am I? Humanity hasn't forgotten how to walk. It hasn't forgotten how to speak. People still know how to open doors, drive cars, and read the words in front of them. But every memory that ever gave those skills meaning has disappeared. Almost every memory. Because somewhere, hidden beneath everything the human mind has lost, one memory refuses to disappear. And the memory that survives may reveal more about who we truly are than everything we've already forgotten. Within hours, the world begins changing in ways no one could have imagined. Families don't disappear, but the lives they built together do. Parents sit across from their own children, searching their faces for a feeling that never comes. Brothers become strangers. Lifelong friends introduce themselves for the very first time. Entire cities fill with people trying to rebuild lives they can no longer remember living. The internet still exists. Every photo is still there. Every message, every video, every birthday, every goodbye, perfectly preserved. Yet none of it feels personal anymore. It's like opening someone else's diary and realizing that someone was you. Governments try to restore order. Hospitals become overwhelmed. News broadcasts repeat the same question every few minutes. Who are we? Then, just as panic reaches its highest point, something extraordinary begins happening. Around the world, people start remembering. Not everything. Just one moment. For one person, it's the sound of their mother's voice. For another, it's the day they held their child for the first time. Someone else remembers standing alone in the rain after losing the person they loved most. Others remember fear, joy, hope, regret. Every person remembers something completely different. Yet every single one describes the same feeling. Out of everything my mind could have saved, this was the one thing it refused to lose. But that raises an even bigger question. If the human brain had only enough room to save one single memory, how did it choose which one deserved to survive? At first, scientists assume the surviving memories are completely random. They compare thousands of stories from around the world, expecting to find nothing but coincidence. Instead, they discover something no one saw coming. The memories aren't connected by people. They aren't connected by places. They aren't even connected by time. A woman remembers dancing with her father when she was 6 years old. A firefighter remembers carrying a stranger out of a burning building. An old man remembers the day he met his wife more than 50 years earlier. A young boy remembers sitting beside his dog on a quiet summer afternoon. At first glance, these memories have nothing in common. But the human brain doesn't store memories based on how recent they are or how often we think about them. It protects the moments that changed us, the moments that filled us with overwhelming love, unbearable grief, impossible fear, or complete wonder. Because the strongest memories are never just information, they're emotion. Deep inside the brain, emotion acts like a signal, telling your mind, this matters. Never lose this. Which means something extraordinary has happened. Humanity hasn't remembered its happiest day, or its most successful day. Every person has remembered the single moment that shaped who they became. And if that's true, then losing almost every memory wouldn't erase who you are. It would reveal who you've always been. For decades, neuroscientists believed that memories fade simply because the brain runs out of space. But the human mind has never worked like a hard drive. It doesn't save every moment equally. It never has. Think about your own life. You probably can't remember what you had for lunch 3 weeks ago. You probably can't remember every conversation you've ever had, yet there are moments from years, even decades ago, that still feel as if they happened yesterday. The question is, why? The answer has almost nothing to do with memory, and almost everything to do with emotion. Every time you experience overwhelming fear, overwhelming love, unbearable loss, or complete wonder, your brain receives a powerful message. This moment matters. In that instant, the memory isn't simply stored, it's protected. Deep inside your brain, different regions begin working together, strengthening the connections around that experience again and again, making it far harder to disappear than an ordinary day. That's why you can forget thousands of normal mornings, but still remember the exact moment your life changed forever. Which means, if humanity really lost every memory except one, the memory that survived probably wouldn't be your favorite. It wouldn't be the funniest, or even the happiest. It would be the one that quietly shaped the person you became. Because memories don't survive simply because they happened. They survive because they changed you. Maybe that's why this question matters more than it first seems. Because one day, whether we realize it or not, every one of us will live through thousands of ordinary mornings we'll never remember. Most conversations will disappear. Most places we'll visit will slowly fade. Even the faces we see every day won't remain perfectly clear forever. That's simply how the human mind works. But somewhere among those forgotten moments, one memory will refuse to let go. Not because it was the biggest day of your life, not because the world thought it was important, but because, in ways you may never fully understand, it became part of who you are. So if tomorrow you woke up having forgotten everything, and only one memory remained, which moment do you think your mind would choose? And perhaps the answer to that question has been quietly shaping your life all along.